Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to the
Patio.
My name is Ejen Shahid,
And I'm Shy.
and this is where we will share with all of you about three things revolving around home, money, and
Family.
family.
House lah, house.
House ah? Okay
House.
lah. House,
House,
money,
money
and
and family.
What's the difference between house and home?
I mean, home is things related to us, what? Like our family stuff is already a category. House is more of your career stuff, you know,
Understood.
like
So
reality.
home,
Yes.
Home.
House.
Oh, house. House, money, and family.
Yes.
Inshallah. Alright, and mashallah, today the episode 3.
Yep.
The third episode. Very fast, Cik.
Baru
episode.
3.
But hopefully it will be consistent lah. That is
Inshallah.
our so-called motto for this year.
Okay.
And doakan kita orang that we can continuously share with all of you with this platform called The Patio. Alright, okay. Today what we're going to share maybe people always ask me personally. Sometimes they know me from Madrasah. And sometimes they ask, your wife from Madrasah? Maybe you can answer that question. Are you
No.
from Are you from a Madrasah as well?
Nope. I was from secular school through and through.
Okay.
Like how you started with Islamic kindergarten all the way until university, all Islamic
Actually,
line, right?
Tak. Actually kecil-kecil. First kali PAP.
Oh, is it? I thought you petapis or something. No.
Sekejap je for a while. But
Okay
the rest
lah,
all
but what I
Islamic.
mean is after that yours is all the way. So mine is directly the opposite of you lah.
Alright,
Yeah.
alright. Maybe you can share a bit of your education background ni.
Okay, so I was from PAP, like most of us,
Yep.
with the red tie. Moving on to a primary school. Nak kena cakap kan nama
Boleh lah,
sekolah?
mana tahu nanti ada kawan-kawan. Dulu from this school
No, of course, I know. I still keep in contact with my primary school friends. Okay, I was from Temasek Primary.
Alright.
Temasek Primary for 6 years. Thereafter, Cedar Girls, Cedar Girls. And then I went to Tampines Junior College. And then after that, National University of Singapore.
Alright. Okay, so that's your education background. So to answer that question, no, she's not from Madrasah.
You know, why do people ask you that?
Why? I still don't know why.
Because all our kids are in Madrasah. Alhamdulillah. So they assume that, is it because I also from Madrasah lah? That's why we wanted the kids to be in that line.
Understood?
Yeah.
Understood? Yeah. So that's where we want to share with all of you today. Right, a question that is always being posed to us about our kids actually lah, not for us. But like you say, we just want to share with you our education background so you can see where we are coming
How
from.
about you? What were your path?
My path, a lot of people know. No, tak ada.
Action lah.
No, for me, okay, the thing about myself, I don't say short-term memory. Apa pun panggil kalau tak ingat time budak kecil.
Amnesia.
I don't really recall when I was young. Kira my memory.
Yeah, langsung. He doesn't
My childhood
remember.
tak ingat sangat. Not that I have a bad childhood, tak.
Trauma.
But somehow it just,
It's
I
not
can't
something to be
recall.
laughed at, you know.
I can't recall.
But it's okay if you have, you know, you can talk about it now.
Tak ada langsung. Alhamdulillah, everything is nice, brought up very well. But just that I can't remember much of the. Maybe I started to remember me primary school. I can recall for now. I also don't know. Maybe some people can share their experience also. Okay, so for me, I remember PAP sekejap je. Then after that masuk Islamic kindergartens and everything.
Which?
Tu lah. Yeah.
Don't know.
Can't remember. Tak salah macam Jamiah, tak salah. Ya, tak salah Kalau siapa-siapa
Bukan
kenal.
petapis
Jamiah ke petapis I don't want. That's what I say. I can't recall much. But I know, okay, from primary school onwards, okay lah. From Madrasah Al-Junior Al-Islamiyah, all the way. From P1 until pre-U2.
How many years is that?
So, primary 6
6,
years.
4,
Secondary 4 years, 2 years. So, 12 years. Imagine in the same school for 12 years.
With
Interesting.
the same group of people.
Of course, we grew up together. This one can shout out to all my Madrasah friends. So, 12 years of being in the same school together. Of course, there's pros and cons going in that path. But your so-called brotherhood tu very strong. 12 years altogether kan. Yeah. So, after Madrasah Junior Islamiyah, graduated, I furthered my studies at Al-Azhar University in Cairo. Majoring in Islamic Jurisprudence or Sharia Islamiyah. And after that, continued my studies in American University in Cairo in interpretation, translation studies. So yeah, that will be a bit of background of myself.
Do you know what's my degree?
Got to do with economics, kan? Betul kan?
Yeah.
Yo, I can still remember.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so people assume that. No, I have shared major. So I did economics and Malay studies.
kau ni cikgu Melayu.
Yes. By profession.
So after your studies, you
I went to NIE for postgraduate is cert in education. So that's when we do the training for teaching lah. Okay, so back to the question, right? People always ask, why do you, knowing the fact that I'm from secular and I have no background whatsoever in madrasah, and they know that mothers are always the ones at home teaching the kids, mostly lah. Okay, let's not
Ministry of
generalize, but
Home
maybe
Affairs,
lah.
Home Affairs.
So why is it that our kids, we chose this path for the kids?
Interesting question, because for us actually we had a debate when we had our first child.
Discussion lah.
Discussion lah.
Tak lah sampai debate
Ni kira
sangat.
choice of words Susah kalau cikgu ni kita. So we have a discussion for our first child at that point of time, Naila. So again, we all know there's no perfect system. Whether it's going to be a madrasah or a national school, there won't be a perfect system. There's always pros and cons in everything.
And we are both products of different systems.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had a discussion where to enroll our first child in. Is it going to be a madrasah or is it going to be a national school? Yeah. So after discussion, of course, we haven't made the decision. We also thinking like, both are the pros and cons. Which one better? Coming from a madrasah, I know the pros and cons of a madrasah. You know the pros and cons of a national school. And at the end of the day, dia susah nak pilih one, right? Sorry kat we have a cat at home at the patio ni. So biasalah dia tengah buat apa, I don't know. Ada gangguan sikit. Right, so after discussing quite a long time juga, then one fine day Naila came to us. You ask her.
Yeah,
what do you ask her?
No, because before that we know that the decision must also involve her lah.
Yep.
I don't know, maybe right from the start she is a child that we talk to sensibly, like, because even at a young age she is able to understand and make decisions and things like that. So before I even asked her where, we did introduce to her, Abi's school is like that, and the Mami's school is like this. We even drove around I remember driving around and then showing her, this is the schools that you can go to, and things like that. So she said, I'll think about it. I said, you want to go to Abi's kind of school to learn Arabic, Quran and all that, or you want to go to Mami's kind of school where you do math, English? I mean, that's the focus lah.
Yep.
So she said, I'll think about it. That's at 3 years old. And then she said, Mommy, I thought about it. I think I want to go to Abi's school. Yeah. So she said that because she said, I think I like Arabic.
Yeah. So decision made from our daughter herself.
Yeah. So that kind of sealed it.
Yeah, which was interesting for me. Because when people ask me, why did you enter madrasah back then? I say, my parents hantar lah. But when she can, at her age, decided that she wants to go to madrasah, that's where I think some of my friends who answered the same way is correct lah. Because I always tell them, tipu lah korang. Mana korang tahu time kecil-kecil dah tahu nak masuk madrasah
but
ke.
of course it stems from the parents starting lah, exposing them to the different options.
Yeah. So different kids have a different maturity level also lah. Some of kids maybe can decide at that point of time. Some of kids maybe parents yang need to assist in the decision. So alhamdulillah for our kid, yang first one, she decided.
Yeah.
So when she decided to enter madrasah, and then as parents, we would love to support her. So we dropped the discussion already lah. Okay, no need to discuss. She wants to go to madrasah.
Then we have to work for it.
Let's work for it. Yeah. And that's where we discover that madrasah these days are totally different from my time.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a madrasah kid kan. But that point of time, I remember we don't need to take any entrance test. Right, we just go to parents enroll, apply. And dulu ada this kind of understanding tau. I'm not sure whether it's true ke tak. I'm not generalizing also. Tapi generally at the point of time, my generation, sometimes people say, ni budak ni nakal hantar madrasah. Dulu lah.
Macam kena kasih tarbiyah ke.
Correct, betul. Yeah.
Positive
lah. Kira kasih tarbiyah, nak kena didikan lebih sikit. Dulu, right? But times have changed totally. And when she decided to enter madrasah, we did our research lah. Macam mana nak masuk madrasah. Then when my wife asked me, dulu masuk je lah, enroll. Then kita dengar pasal this thing called MET. What is MET?
Madrasah entrance test.
Sampai word tu dah jadi acronym yang very popular.
But it also wasn't as competitive during her time. That means she's in Sec 3 now, 3, 6, 9, about 10 years ago. 10 years ago lah when we started, right?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
So it wasn't as competitive because everyone was just preparing on their own at home and all that. There wasn't like centers providing anything because, like I said, the whole idea of going to madrasah was really a personal choice.
Yep.
It was a very everyone would go to secular school, only some would still go to madrasah. Then, as we get along, we realize that so many people want to actually go to madrasah, such that the entrance test become a selection tool. That it became so difficult to be part of a madrasah.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah.
And at that point of time when we did our own research kan, for me terkejut lah. I was really surprised. They need to take this entrance test first thing first, and they are tested on 4 subjects. You have Malay, English, Arabic, and Math.
Yeah.
So these 4, and then as
On top of that,
educators,
there are still oral components,
Correct.
memorization and then reading, and things like that.
and imagine they need to take this test when they are 6 years old.
Some even 5 because they haven't turned 6
Betul
yet.
lah. Kira in that year. So when we did that research kan, again I was shocked to see the things that is being tested and everything. But Alhamdulillah, meaning as educators ourselves, we have this background in teaching. So we did our own research. Ni buat sendiri semua. Kita did research, okay, what are being tested? We know,
Correct.
okay, now there are 4 subjects. But what are the things that are being tested in these 4 subjects? So I leave it to my wife because, again, this is her forte in teaching, in national school and everything. So you did your research kan?
Yeah.
So what did you find out during your research?
No, as in we realized that when we even went to those kind of focus group discussions, I remember the schools invited some centers and people who are specialists in different areas to come together to discuss syllabus and all that. Then that's when I realized that they actually focus on syllabus that will prepare them for P1. So that already gave you a very clear guideline on how then do we prepare the kids for P1. So the topics and all that lah. So that aside, I mean, we can go on talking about the entrance test and all that. Is is always changing. Okay, the idea is always to keep up to date with times. But given a choice, actually, would you want your kids? If let's say Naila was not in the picture, you didn't give the option. Would you want your kids to be in a madrasah or secular school?
Wow, that was really a major discussion.
Yes, I want to know you. What are your reasons and why?
Personally, I'm more inclined to sending to madrasah lah. Why I say that? Because I feel that madrasah, you are in an atmosphere whereby you learn about Islam, you learn about your religious studies and everything. So in hopes that your kids will receive this education. Of course, I believe that education should start at home. Tapi kadang-kadang kita orang busy kan. If let's say parents who are busy, so you need to send to an institution lah. So if madrasah is like all in one. They learn about academics, they also learn about religious studies. So I'm more inclined to that path. But of course, the same thing goes when I was in madrasah. We also know not all budak madrasah are malaikat. So it's typical, right? Typical.
No, I think that goes with every other school lah.
Correct. But of course, mentality different lah. Orang macam masuk madrasah, expectation, everything. I do have some friends from secular school. I was telling, kau lagi baik don't buat madrasah. Certain lah. I'm not generalizing. Like I said, at the end of the day, it all goes back to individual. But if I had a choice, I'm more inclined to send to madrasah because of this reason lah. Yeah, how
the
about yourself?
environment and all that lah. I mean, initially I thought like, because I know the system through and through as a student, as an educator, it'd be better for our kids to be in secular school. Because like you say, the madrasah begins at home. So I thought that maybe this religious, I mean, I grew up going to madrasah, weekend madrasah, and then we even have ngaji sessions 2 or 3 times a week. So to me, like, these kind of things are what parents should do. Like, why are you sending a school to be learning all these things? Then focus on what matters lah. Because being in Singapore, we know the pathway of in a secular school apa. But then again, after the first child gets into madrasah, I realized that there's no way as a parent I can actually teach them all those things that they learn in school. Because their contact point in school is so much, the depth is so deep, the subject. There's no way a parent can actually sit down unless you're really homeschooled.
Yep.
And you replicate the same system, you see. So, I mean, not that we do that just so that they'll be specialists in the subjects or whatever, but really the understanding of the matter becomes more because they have a lot of time to study it. Yeah, and then, like I say, I don't think I'm able to teach them as much.
Understood.
Yeah, so I realized that I think if the child is able to, I think we should lah send to madrasah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I always tell her, give it a shot lah. Kadang we find that there's a test for them at 6 years old kan. It's a bit, I would say, pressurizing also. Not only for the kid, for the parents as well. But I always say, give it a shot ni rezeki. If let's say it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But when you want to give it a shot too, it has to have effort lah.
Yeah.
We don't want to like send the kids to the entrance test without preparing. Then I say it's unfair for the child entering into an environment whereby they will be shocked lah.
Yeah.
Because if they are not ready for the entrance test. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people will say, oh, but you already have a few kids. So when it comes to the second, third, fourth, they will like, senang lah, mesti boleh punya,
Which is not true.
Yeah, which is not true, okay? Because every kid is different.
Correct.
Even
Yeah.
in terms of their cognitive ability, we can tell. A kid at this age is already reading and doing so well, doesn't mean your number two, number three also will be the same, you know?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so, and we know that kids, when they are younger, their cognitive ability is really based on the number of years. So if you are really born, I believe like if you're born in the later part of the year, maybe in terms of development, you're not there yet.
Okay.
You have to compensate with more things, you know. I feel.
Yeah.
But of course, he, being the ustaz that he is, will say that everything is risky, you know, we just do it. Yeah, but I'm telling you, it doesn't begin at the same level.
Yeah, understood,
Yeah.
understood. Yeah, of course lah macam dia punya maturity level, the
Correct.
understanding level, different kids will have different lah.
Some just
Yeah.
not ready to pick up reading yet,
Yep.
you know. But some, before you do anything, can already recognize, can already recognize certain words, certain things. Yeah, so I feel that it's not true that once you already have some kids in the madrasah, therefore it's easier. It doesn't. And then we know that MET also changes.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
also not true that if let's say your parents are asatiza, that your kid will be entering madrasah straight away.
Ya ke?
Tak lah, I don't have friends,
Kidding, yeah
asatiza
lah,
friends
it's true lah,
who
it's
their
true.
kids didn't manage to enter madrasah
Yeah,
even
it's true.
because of the entrance test lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid needs to be able to pass what. If not, then it might be challenging moving forward. Yeah, so that will be where we feel that this MET program is very important. If you want to send your kids to madrasah, then you need to understand how MET is being done, being run, and then how is the preparation like. So alhamdulillah for us, we are blessed with our own center lah. Because at that point of time, remember Naila time, we had Asu Arabic Center, whereby of course it's teaching Arabic actually. And
Yeah.
then when comes to madrasah, one of the component of the 4 subjects is Arabic.
Yeah.
And
So we
that will
started
be-
with just kids Arabic.
Correct. We started
Yeah.
off with Arabic because again we wanted to prepare Naila for it. And at the point of time we had our own center. We had a discussion. Okay, daripada ajar Naila seorang je, this kind of effort that we already pull in, why not we try to share with our close friends at that point of time.
Yeah.
We decided
Set 7.
we just open up to people that we know of aja. And at that point of time, like my wife mentioned lah, kita tak dengar banyak sangat about MET provider. We might be one of the pioneers also at that point of time.
So,
Because we didn't hear a center providing so-called
MET
madrasah preparatory
preparation,
program.
yeah.
Now MPP ni dah very common lah. Orang dengar je nak ambil MET, masuk
there's
MPP.
There's so many different
Yeah,
programs.
correct. Now
yeah.
you have a lot. Alhamdulillah. Again,
which is
the
good lah.
demand is
Means
there.
different people
Yeah,
are meeting
true,
the needs
true.
of.
But remember our time, we did our research. Okay, we dah set up all the whole curriculum and syllabus being teachers. Kita orang tahulah, okay, nak kena ada curriculum, nak kena ada syllabus. Bila dah buat macam all those efforts, we feel sayang kalau effort ni just only for our daughter lah. Which is nothing wrong with it. But we just feel that,
I didn't see anything wrong with that.
for me, again lah, I like to just amplify things. I find that, okay, kita dah buat this syllabus, kita dah buat curriculum for our own daughter, why not share it with others so that the benefit can be shared lah. So we open up, tanya siapa-siapa yang anak-anak our friends nak masuk madrasah at the point of time. I think it was 7 lah.
Yeah, only 7 of
So
them.
small group of kids and we also want our daughter to socialize lah. At least ada kawan-kawan belajar together. So we ran our first ever MPP, Madrasah Preparatory Program, around 10 years back.
This is the 10th year lah.
10th year for the anniversary. Oh, very fast.
It's at the end of it, je.
She's thinking to stop the program. Maybe you can tell
No,
her.
why? Because Aish is done.
Because this year our
Number 5.
last kid, our number 5 will be sitting for the MET.
InsyaAllah.
So after that, she's considering whether she wanna stop for a while. But I was telling her again for me,
Stop for a while, stop for good.
I told her,
No,
sayang
because
lah.
I feel that there's already other providers. We were there when the need was there. Because we serve as a purpose. It was a purpose rather than, to market or whatever kind of thing. Because people needed it.
Yep.
Then friends needed it. Our kids needed it. So we did it. But then now there's so many other providers.
We'll see
So
how it goes. Maybe you all can comment. Don't stop. Don't stop the MPP. We'll see how it goes. We have not come to a decision yet.
Yeah.
But there will be a chance lah. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask actually, what do you think from your madrasah background, okay, which part of your character or how do you think this madrasah background shaped you?
Oh, ni soalan-soalan
No, really.
susah.
I've always wondered which part of you do you think is being attributed to your experience being in a madrasah?
For me, first thing first, I believe that after so-called finishing the madrasah system, there is a barakah in the school lah that I feel because of the scholars, asatiza yang ada dalam sekolah tu, and then they impart a lot of religious knowledge, spiritually and everything. So I always feel that the feeling is a bit different, the vibe is a bit different. And what makes me love it more, when talk about Barakah, it shaped what you are, who you are now lah.
Yalah, so I want to know what is
In
it
the
about
sense that
you?
everything I see in life, I always like to integrate it with Islam. Yeah, I think throughout my sharings and everything, a lot of things, I see how can this system is being implemented and integrated in our religion, in our daily life lah. So apa-apa yang kita buat, like now I'm building a team in my own real estate career kan. So whenever I share with them, mesti akan termasuk benda-benda kena-mena religious sector, because I feel that it's an integration of life. Like time allocation, I think we have shared before, time allocation, why I like to share the knowledge, kenapa nak kena macam every time nak share walaupun sikit, because all these are being taught by our Prophet SAW actually. Yeah, so that's why I feel that's the impact that I have from whatever I've studied in madrasah and uni in my days lah. Yeah. So did I answer your question?
Yeah lah, in that sense lah. I mean, it's probably how it shaped your worldview and the way you manage things lah.
Correct. Yeah.
Like you see it not as a dual system, but everything in life should always link back to to how Islam is shaping your worldview.
Correct.
Basically.
Yeah, that's where I mean personally for me, Islam is a very beautiful religion.
Yeah,
lah,
but does
because
it mean
it's
that people
integrated.
in secular do not have that?
It's not that. Only that to me, even if let's say you enter secular, they must have some form of Islamic studies. Kalau secular tak ada that Islamic studies, then you have to at least hantar weekend madrasah. Of course, first is home. If let's say you as parents, you feel that you can share with them Islamic knowledge, that's the best. But to be honest with you, I think we all understand how Singapore punya lifestyle in terms of both parents nowadays need to go and work. Imagine you dah kerja 9 to 5, balik nak share, might be tough be tough. Yeah, so that's where the education for secular students in madrasah, Islamic studies must be there. And that's where I think we share with the parents as well. When you want to send your kids to madrasah, your intention. What's your intention? What's your purpose of sending your kids to madrasah? If your intention is for them to have some Islamic foundation, Islamic studies, even if let's say they didn't manage to go through, because we all know there's a quota. Yeah, that not all kids who take the test or who apply will be able to get a slot or a spot in the school in madrasah. So you know that for a fact. And certain schools, sometimes even 50% until that kind of rate lah. So not easy. So sometimes, there will be people or there will be kids yang tak dapat masuk lah. So if tak dapat masuk, I always tell them, what's your objective? What's your intention? Is at the start is for them to have Islamic studies, Islamic foundation. Even if they didn't manage to enter, you should still follow through your intention. But again lah, send to weekend madrasah. At least they have some Islamic foundation and some Islamic knowledge lah to begin with. And not just stopping that, anak tak dapat masuk madrasah, terus forget, you terlupa atau overlook the intention of yours, then you just leave them as it is without any Islamic education. Yeah.
I was just thinking like our kids, like the fact that they are in the madrasah, right? Sometimes I wonder like, what have they gained from being in there? You need to always review also. That it is not like a foolproof system where you send to something, then okay, this is the right one. But you have to always think positively what are the takeaways lah. So I feel that, like what you say, other than your worldview, being in a madrasah, because they have to manage so many, somehow it helps with their multitasking, I feel. Not multitasking, the ability to handle stress, the ability to handle a huge amount of things at the same time. Kan orang cakap macam stressnya madrasah ada 14 subjects lah plus the secular subjects. But actually, when I look at our kids, I don't think they really feel the stress because that's the only thing that they've been exposed to. Kan? Yeah, so we shouldn't we shouldn't have that fear that nanti we stress the kid atau kita banyakkan. Ultimately, they will grow to be able to manage these things lah.
Yeah, because kids are like sponge lah. This is what we believe in also kan. So if at the start they can manage to absorb all this so-called knowledge, sama macam when I was young, kita budak madrasah banyak subjek.
Tapi tak pun cakap macam banyaknya aku banyak kan, takkan.
Normally kita tak cakap, orang luar yang cakap.
Yeah, it's true.
Orang luar yang cakap, macam mana korang
belajar.
Korang ada 14 subjek kita 4-6 subjek dah terkikir, something like that. But to us, it's normal because we are born in that system.
Yeah.
So it's just falling through 12-14 subjects is something that we are used to. We are used to it. And then of course memorizing the Quran semua.
So memorizing the Quran, I remember in primary 1, the old syllabus was such that when Ryan was in primary 1 in Irshad, he was asked to memorize An-Naba. In the first term, Remember?
Yeah, primary 1.
Before the COVID.
Uh-huh.
And then after that was Anaziat. So we were like, 40 ayats for a primary 1. But mashallah, they did it.
Yeah, they managed to.
And they
Yeah.
don't even say like, I only want to do Fatihah or I only want to do Anas or whatever, because
Yeah.
that was what they trained for MET and what they knew. So it terus jump to that, but they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that being said, I feel that if let's say you all send your kids to madrasah and they dapat a slot in it, of course we should be very thankful and grateful. But that doesn't mean that your support stop there. Kadang-kadang parents overlook. They work hard for their kid to enter the madrasah. Once they enter the madrasah, don't lepas tangan.
Yeah, like okay lah, let teachers do it lah.
Yeah, why we can say that? Because for me as a provider, kita orang go to madrasah. We went to madrasah. Sometimes madrasah engage us at that point of time, Asuk, to go through dorang punya Arabic lessons and everything. And we can see some of the kids struggle. Yeah, which is kesian pasal dorang dah masuk madrasah, alhamdulillah. Tapi after that, they struggle because the support was not there. Yeah, maybe yalah, mungkin the parents cannot share the knowledge of Arabic. Then
Because
mungkin,
not from madrasah.
not from madrasah, which is totally fine and totally normal. There's a lot of parents, both from national school, anak kat madrasah.
Yeah, it's true.
Quite a number of them we have met. But the support system has to be there. The support tu maknanya, okay, moral support you can do lah. Tapi kalau the Arabic support you cannot do, you cannot leave your kid.
Can learn lah. Join Asuk.
yeah.
Ada. No, kidding. Yeah, but
you can
outsource lah.
Kalau you boleh ajar, you ajar. This is another myth whereby orang bercakap, alah, your anak mesti Arabic power lah. Because bapa boleh, Arabic teacher kan. Tapi again, contact time also different. I don't have much contact time in terms of teaching. I don't want, macam mana cakap, bukan tak nak ajar dorang. It's just that the contact time yang ada minimal with them, I want it to be used in different setting lah, quality time. Kadang nak ajar, kita ada a few time, habis nak ajar, habis takut dorang macam rasa boring lah. I don't want to be a boring dad. Macam tak ada. So again, if we are not capable of teaching or sharing the knowledge, don't leave them like that. You must send them to enrichment classes ke, tuition centers ke. Go and find lah, usaha. Usaha until reach to the point where they are independent. Macam Naila sekarang, alhamdulillah, dah independent learning lah kan.
Alhamdulillah.
They always reach to a point whereby you as parents, you know lah, okay, at this point of time, you nampak, oh, dia dah boleh independent learning. Okay, mungkin tuition dia dah boleh kurang sikit. Dah tak payah nak hantar too much enrichment classes.
Yeah, we come to a point where they will say they don't need it lah.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, when in set 1, she already say, I don't need.
True,
so,
true.
But we must also see lah. So the idea is to always know your child and be aware of what's going on.
True.
Sometimes orang cakap tak nak, tapi sebenarnya perlukan tu satu hal.
Correct, as parents. That's where, as parents, you really need to know every child of yours, where's their strengths and weaknesses, and you support lah. I think the keyword is support lah. And I feel minimally, if you hantar madrasah, you need to support at least personally for me as an Arabic educator, the first 3 years I feel that one is a bit crucial from P1 to P3, that you must support them strongly, so that hopefully their foundations in especially Arabic selalu banyak struggle Arabic because it's something
after
foreign.
That, when the other subjects come in Arabic, then you cannot manage also.
Correct. When you go to the upper primary, then all the subject datang Arabic. If the Arabic is not strong, that is where the kid will struggle a lot lah. So the first 3 years, try your best. Don't leave them. Support their education, especially in their Arabic learning, so that when they reach to the upper primary, secondary, it's an easier transition for the kids. So that will be on MET MET for the
Madrasah
10 years
background.
Right. Maybe can you share like for the, just she's the principal of the MET program.
It's not principal lah, coordinator lah.
Coordinator,
principal
right.
lah.
So maybe for the 10 years 10 years of running MET, MPP program, what are your, I wouldn't say tips, like advice to parents out there who wants to send their kids to madrasah?
I think firstly, some parents don't actually talk to their kids enough about what the kid is doing. So for example, if you want your child, if you have aspirations for your child to be in a madrasah, the child must firstly know what is she or he going to go through or sit for. They need to know that there is something, you want to be in this kind of school. They must be able to know what school it is, to be able to want it. So if you get the buy-in for the kid, it will help in your effort towards it. Macam for example, okay, let's say now that we are preparing for it, I'm always talking to Aish about it. Do you want to go to Abang school? Why you want to go to Abang school? Like you have to excite him. And But before that, you have to understand the school only want to choose certain things, only kids who are able to do this and that. So how can we get there? Of course, they say, but they're only kids. What can they know? But you may be amazed, at the fact that talking to the kid can actually help increase their motivation. Suddenly he'll be like, oh, okay lah, I also want, let me do this, let me do that. You've seen that
Yep.
in our kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have some form of motivations for them. Let them be excited about it. Don't let MET be something that they're scared about.
Yep.
That's really important. Macam if the kids start to feel fear or feel that, alamak, later there's something, got teachers going to test me, I have to do 40 pages or whatever. If you keep on having these kind of talks, because these are the kind of conversations we see in those chat groups,
Mm-hmm.
Parents are the one who's so stressed. How is it? What's the timing and all that? Leave that all to the madrasahs. Let them decide how they want to test your kid. You prepare them mentally and emotionally that they are prepared to just go there to show the teachers what they can do. So let it be a positive thing. So I always tell the kids in Asuk, the teachers want to see how smart you are. So show them. They want to see all these things that you're doing, how you're talking. They want to hear you talk. They want to hear your stories. Don't tell them, oh, later, right, the teacher will time you, you must do this. It's really the way you communicate to them, I feel. Yeah.
True. So you have to direct them to the positive.
Correct. Let
part
it be
of
something they really look forward to.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and then after that, I mean, throughout the 10 years, of course, we met a lot of parents. I think throughout the 10 years, how many students? I
don't
think
know.
every batch at the start was 7, then naik belasan, then naik.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think to a
we
point,
depends on we do have different sessions.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have one, sometimes we have two, but we do not have a lot per session per cohort because we really want to juggle them from the start
Correct.
to
correct.
the end of the MET. So
Yeah, so imagine like every year maybe we taking like 20, 30 max at that point of time. Not 20, I think max
yeah,
10
only
per,
2 sessions
yeah,
max.
correct. So we have like conducted maybe at least 10 years, 20 or 200 plus kids and 200 plus set of parents that we have so-called met. And of course different parents kita dah pernah jumpa. Kita selalu buat this thing called parents briefing. Yeah, but again this platform ni, we just want to share our knowledge and experience. That's all, right? And that's where I feel that this is a crucial part also, that when we went through the 10 years kan, kadang-kadang kita dengar anak tak dapat masuk madrasah, anak tu kena marah, ada sampai kena pukul ke apa, kind of thing lah. So I feel sad for it because I feel that this child is only at 6 years old and still very young and very small for you to really macam marah dorang sampai that level, because they have tried. It's not that they have not tried, but mungkin belum lagi sampai lah. Like my wife cakap, kadang-kadang budak-budak ni dorang punya the level of understanding lambat.
Yeah.
But it's just that
let
the
them bloom when they want and when
correct.
they
It's just that the
want.
reality is memang the entrance test is at 6 years old.
Yeah.
That's what we cannot avoid lah kan.
Yeah, but I think with the one yang parents marah, disappointed the kid and all that, it could be because they see madrasah as the end all and be all. I must put my kids in madrasah and nothing else because madrasah is the best and secular is not. When you come with that kind of mindset, then it makes it difficult lah. But if you come with mindset that both are equally good, I will see whether my kid has the rezeki to be in one.
Mm-hmm.
And you try because the timeline is such that madrasah first is the entrance test.
application.
Yeah. If
Mm.
not, then okay, that means he's meant for the other path. Then you won't have that kind of disappointment.
Correct. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. Your kid is just starting their journey.
I turned out alright. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, we are the product of different system.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So yeah, that's why I feel that try your best. Of course, you need to put in effort lah. Jangan macam cakap nak hantar madrasah tapi tak put in effort pun. That's another set yang kita rasa kesian.
You cannot be sending to weekend class and then that's it.
Correct. You have to support at home also. We feel that is the in a way right way to do lah. You support fully, right? Not macam lepaskan dan lepas tu tak buat apa-apa. That's number one. On the other extreme, that's the thing that you support. You don't rasa macam, I did everything for you, but how come you didn't manage to enter? We know your disappointment and everything, but again, it's not the end of the world. It's just a starting journey for this kid. And go back to your intention and purpose, that why you want to send your kids to madrasah. And tak dapat masuk madrasah, okay, just make sure they still have Islamic foundation and Islamic knowledge.
But don't forget that at the end of it all is the kid that's going through it.
Correct.
So I feel also it's important for parents to prepare the child for the possibility of not making it. Even if you think or you have very high confidence that your child is so clever, so good, has been getting full marks for all the mock exams and things like that, always prepare for the possibility that he or she might not make it.
Yes.
And always introduce and always have macam baik sangka to Allah lah. What I
Betul.
mean is always introduce that concept such that even if you don't, because I've always told all the kids, number 1 to number 4, if you don't make it, even though you feel that you have done well, or even if you really want it, it's because Allah feels that you're better elsewhere. Maybe you're meant to help people in somewhere else, things like that. So
Yeah. And
it's a difficult topic to talk about to the kid, but it's a necessary one.
Right, important to understand that if they didn't make it, it's okay, right? It's okay, and then inshallah.
Doesn't mean they're not smart or
True.
they're not clever. Just Allah feels otherwise lah for
True.
them to be in other place.
Yeah. And we always believe that we plan and Allah is the best of planners. Because that being said kan, we have seen like kids yang memang ni budak pandai kira at that level, he logically confirm akan masuk punya, confirm akan dapatnya. But throughout our 10 years experience, we understand that sometimes the kid on the day itself, for whatever reasons,
the kid or the environment or whatever lah, just didn't make it.
Even like kadang-kadang macam on the day itself, ada yang dengar the day itself dia broke down, nangis ke, budak pandai, tapi on the day itself couldn't do the test. But again, for a reason, but I always feel that one Allah dah tentukan lah. Kira semua okay, 99% should be able to enter, but 0.1 tak dapat masuk and tak dapat masuk because of that 0.1%, which at the end of the day, siapa yang decide, not us.
But it's really on the parents to really, really believe strongly in that, because what you translate to your kid matters.
So it's a bit on a heavy episode sikit but I feel like
because it's so close at heart lah for us.
Correct. So we feel that through our experience we're just sharing with you our journey, and I think there's a lot of parents yang nak hantar anak dorang pergi madrasah. Now
lagi the registration dah start ni.
Correct.
Soon.
Yeah. So your preparation should start early. That's what we feel normally. At which age selalunya you feel that it's good to start off their preparation for MET?
Whether you go for MET or not, your certain skill sets like reading, writing and all that, you just do it when your child is ready lah. So when do you start reading? That's the question altogether, is to expose them to all this literacy as young as you can. But to really focus on exam format, because you must simulate them to exam conditions, would be maybe 5 years old. Yeah. But before that, just focus on their skill sets.
Yeah. So normally the MET is gonna be like somewhere around April.
Yeah.
Typically March, April. So
K2.
We would suggest in K2. We
So
would suggest
K1,
starting at early K1 lah.
Yeah, mid K1
if you
also.
really want to send your kids to madrasah, this is the effort as parents that we need to
Correct.
put in. So you start them early, don't last minute macam lagi 3 bulan MET baru nak start. That one might be terlambat. So around 1.5 year early, when they are K1, you start off the whole program. Teaching either on your own ataupun sending to enrichment classes, and from there I think it's a good preparation for this kid to
and
enter.
there's nothing, it's not a loss, because even if they don't make it, all these things that they learn are still useful for primary 1. You see, so
nothing to lose, right? Yep. So that will be for today's episode. Hopefully this sharing of us give you some insights and maybe some enlightenment.
peace of mind. Ketenangan. Because at this moment, I think a lot of parents, MET parents for this year, is going through a lot of panic, a lot of stress, because they just announced, Muiz just announced a few days ago that registration will start next month. So people
I don't know when this episode is gonna come out.
Okay. Correct. Fine.
So it's gonna be normally registration
March.
March.
This year on Aish's birthday.
On Aish's birthday.
Yeah.
March it will be. Yeah. So there will be about MET, about why we decided to send to madrasah and everything. Is a big topic. I think in future so we'll share even bigger topics. Like kadang-kadang orang tanya macam, you hantar anak you pergi madrasah, what's your end goal? As parents, what do you want them to be?
What you want them to be?
Next episode nanti panjang sangat. In future we'll share about it, right? Because to be,
let's talk about careers after this.
Alright. Okay, so maybe we're gonna talk about career path in the next episode, inshallah. So as usual, do help us like and share this podcast. Hopefully people can gain benefit lah. That's the whole intention of us running this session, is for people, hopefully they gain beneficial knowledge, and with that we all get rewards from this sharing sessions. Inshallah. But if you have any questions, any feedbacks, any suggestions, feel free
on
to
topics to talk about.
Contact us. Can WhatsApp either one of us, or can just DM us. Inshallah, we try our best to address. As mentioned at the earlier stages of the episode, why we decided to run this podcast also because of a lot of questions that we are being asked. We find that these questions that people ask quite a few times. Why not we share it in a bigger platform so that more people can gain benefit
And we don't have to repeat it so many times.
So you can just, orang tanya, kenapa hantar budak madrasah, kenapa MBT je dengan episod ni? Tak adalah.
Kenapa hantar sekolah ni bukan sekolah ni? Okay, next episode.
Alright, so till the next episode of The Patio, I'm Agent Shahid.
And I'm Shy.
And see you in the next one. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.